Hey guys, what's up? Welcome back here to another episode of Intuitive Angling, and really appreciate you guys coming by the channel and checking it out. Always grateful for that. And guys, today the video is about the thumbnail that you can see here on this video. We're going to get into that a little bit. I've got a lot to say about it, and it's brought up an entirely different perspective on this whole thing about technology I want to get into, and also I'd be curious to get your guys' feedback on it as well. Also, guys, before we get started, just a big thank you everybody out there that's been subscribing to the channel here recently. We've gotten some good subscriber growth over the last few weeks, so much appreciated. And also thank everybody out there that's been using my Tackle Warehouse links if you need to purchase your tackle. That's really helping out, so I really appreciate that as well. So much thank you, big thank you for that. Okay guys, the thumbnail that you see in this video, it's actually a thumbnail I put up yesterday on my Instagram and Facebook. It was one of my subscribers sent me this photo, the picture of that futuristic bass angler out there. I thought it was perfect. It perfectly described the situation we find ourselves in. So anyway, I posted that picture on Facebook and Instagram yesterday, and the comments just blew up on it. And the reason I wanted to do the video, guys, is I was very disturbed about how many people liked that thing. And they said that, sign me up, where can I get one? I want to buy one, that thing's cool. Guys, that is messed up. For somebody to look at that and actually think that that is a good thing for bass fishing, for the future of our sport, we're going to talk about that in today's video. First of all, I'm going to say right off the bat, if you're one of those guys that would wear one of those suits that would help you catch bass, through whatever technology it could deliver, you don't deserve to catch bass. If you have to resort to that and you have to use that type of technology to catch fish, it is an insult to the fish to be caught by somebody that would wear that. And truly, whoever goes for that does not deserve to catch a bass. I'll stand by that, from now on there. That is my opinion on that. I think a lot of people would agree with. But the thing that was disturbing on this is the amount of people that really liked that and thought that was cool. And it shows where our sport is at right now as far as a disconnect from reality and a disconnect from what fishing really is, what I want to get into that. Now, a lot of that, obviously, it has to do with an age demographic, because you're not going to see many guys out there that are like over 40 years old or 50 or whatever that think that's cool. Most of them are offended by that, which, rightly so. When you saw that picture of that angler there, that should be, if you're a true bass fisherman and you care about the sport, that should offend you, that picture there. But if you're one of those people that think it's cool out there, I think a lot of it probably has to do maybe with your upbringing and your peer group in regards to fishing. Because one of the things about being young and being a young angler, or just being young in general, is when you're young, your mind is like a sponge. It has to be to survive. Because if your parents or whatever tells you, don't eat that mushroom, or don't eat that bug, or stay away from that, that lion over there, or stay away from that bear, you took that as truth, because as a young person you absorb that information as a sense of self-survival. So if somebody, when you're young, tells you that type of technology is okay, and you got to stay up with technology, it's going to be ingrained in your thought process that that's the way it needs to be, which is not the way it needs to be. Guys, when you're talking about bass fishing, when you're talking about what bass fishing is, what fishing is in general, it's like we have transformed what the entire sport is for no other reason than money out there. It's like if money did not play a role in the sport of bass fishing, we wouldn't be having this conversation right now. You wouldn't be seeing that Terminator type suit that you saw in the thumbnail of that video. This is all about money. It's not about anything that has to do with improving the sport or improving the experience of fishing. If you think that escalating the sport technologically wise to this point where you can wear some type of an outfit like that connects you, with however it connects you to the water or the fish, enabling you to catch fish that you normally would. If you think that is something that you would really do, you really have to examine your entire worldview on fishing out there, because it is it's messed up. That's not the way it should be out there. And I think a lot of it has to do, it all goes back to a disconnect from nature. It's like that every single time that we get disconnected from nature and we drift further and further away from nature, we open ourselves up to this type of technology or this type of viewpoint on fishing out there. It's like if you talk to any purist in fishing, I don't care if it's a trout fisherman or if it's an old dude or if it's somebody, some old commercial fisherman out there, every angler that I have ever met that I respect, and I've met a lot of different anglers that fish all over the world, different types of fish. The anglers that I respect and the anglers that are true anglers are the ones that have a deep respect and a deep reverence for the fish. Because when you do that, you acknowledge that they are just another creature that we are sharing this planet with here. No better or no worse than we are out there. People assign spiritual hierarchies to life on this planet all the time, but it's not. It's like those bass or whatever, they have just as much right to be here as we do out there. And one of the things that empowers you as a human being is you acknowledge the right of other species out there to exist and live their life and honor them out there. Goes back to like Native Americans, when they took a deer or something like that. They were never excited when they killed the deer. They were solemn. They thanked the animal over and over again for its sacrifice. There was a deep amount of respect out there. There was the respect on how they took the animal. It's like if you got the further away that you killed an animal, the less respect that the Indians had for you as a hunter. The true measure of respect for a hunter was how close you could get to that game before you killed it, because that means you had to be an expert stalker and stealthy, and you truly had skills that were worthy of taking that animal's life. People don't understand that. If you're one of those dudes that think this suit is really cool, you don't understand what I just said about that animal sacrifice out there. When you're bass fishing out there, the thing that people have lost in technology today is the fact that those fish have got to be honored and respected. And you do that by the way that you fish for them. You don't honor and respect those fish from finding them on some type of artificial intelligence or electronic technology that completely removes you away from the natural world and that process of stalking and hunting and having all the intuitive and primal skills that allow you to get close to that fish. That's why the anglers that I respect the most in the sport have always been pitchers and flippers. Pitchers and flippers have got to be stealthy because they are close to their quarry. Sometimes they're 10 or 15 feet away from the bass. So in order for you to actually generate a strike from a bass that you don't know is there, that's 10 or 15 feet away from you, you have got to be a true artist. You have got to be a true angler in this truest sense of the word out there. That demands respect out there. And when you start distancing yourself from that and relying upon the technology to tell you where the fish are at, you've disrespected the fish, you've disrespected yourself, you've diminished the sport in so many different ways. And one of the most disturbing things that I've saw is you guys have seen the last couple of weeks, all the Elite Series guys and the Bass Pro Tier guys, they're showing their new boats. And it is disgusting how they have elevated and how they have taken this electronic setup on their boat to the next level. There's a huge advancement in it from just the last year or two out there. Most of them have got 3 units on the console. They've got live scope transducers, and they got those poles hanging down the side of their boat next to the console. They got 3 units up front. They got AquaViews. They got Hydro Waves. They got 3 or 4 different, live scope transducers. They've got screens as big as the TV in my house out there. It is absolutely disgusting. It's sickening, and it's a disrespect to the fish out there completely. And if you're one of those anglers out there that don't understand the importance of respecting a fish and honoring a fish and catching a fish in a way that's worthy of that fish to be caught, then you really have to go back to kindergarten when it comes to fishing, because you have missed out on the biggest part of fishing out there. You have. And a lot of people don't get it. They'll hear me say this and they'll say, oh, Randy's just a crazy old man talking about something, from a bygone era. It ain't, guys. It's not. It's an awareness that comes with fishing, that comes with experience, and it comes with age, and it comes with committing and, focusing and dedicating your life to the sport of fishing like I have and a lot of other people out there. And what we are trying to do is we're trying to educate people before they make this final mistake out there, which it's leading to that. It's like so many people out there in today's world, they think that these lakes have a finite amount, an infinite amount of fish out there. And there's just enough fish for everybody, and you can go out and get your limit every day. Doesn't matter how many people are on the water, and it's not going to have any impact on it. It is going to have a huge impact on it. The only variable, just like with the variable with man-made climate change, is the time that it's going to take to get to that point. That is the only unknown out there. It's coming. There's only a time lag to see how long that lag is. And that depends on a lot of different variables out there. But the main thing, guys, is I just wanted to put this video out there because it really, really, disturbed me to see the people that thought that was cool, that suit that was out there. There ain't nothing cool about that suit at all, guys. Like I said, if that suit does not disgust you and disturb you, I really think it's time to reevaluate how you think about fishing. Probably the best thing that you could do if you're one of those guys that feel that suit's cool is get you a little spinning rod, get you a little ultralight spinning rod, get you a little Ned rig or something like that, and spend an entire day wading some remote creek or some river around your house that's got smallmouth or spotted bass on it. Spend the day in nature completely, wading that creek with nothing but a Ned rig and a spinning rod, and pay attention to every single subtle detail of nature out there. And the more that you do that, the more that will ground you to the reality of the sport. The more time that you spend, staring down at that screen or spending your time trying to focus on the latest forward-facing sonar lure out there, the more that you're degrading yourself, you're degrading the sport, you're insulting the sport, you're demeaning the sport, you're insulting every single thing about what the sport is about out there. Now, 80% of you guys are saying, right on, Randy, totally agree with you. 20% of you guys out there, just think I'm freaking full of crap and a nut job out there. Those are the 20% of the people that I'm talking about that you just need to step back, take a second, and reevaluate your worldview when it comes to fishing, because it is colored and has been colored disproportionately by technology and propaganda to a large extent. So anyway, let me know what you guys think about it, and we'll talk later. See you.